Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Melissa, not on yet. She's the host today, so.
Hi all, can you hear me? Yeah, okay, awesome. It's good to see everybody's face. We'll get started in a couple more minutes. We'll just see how many people call in between now and like 12:03. Thank you guys for calling in. Okay, I think in the interest of time, as I see more people call in, I'm going to get us rolling on introductions just so that we can honor our 1 hour. So I'll start with our welcome. I'm Melissa. I'm the general manager of the Ivy Food Co-op. We like to start our Ivcn meetings with a land acknowledgement. Even though we are virtual, we are also on Chumash land. So I'll start with our land acknowledgement.
Can we please have the BC to the
I'm in the grocery store, and the grocery store has an intercom, so I'll mute if I have to. Hopefully we don't get super interrupted. But for today's meeting, we would like to acknowledge that this meeting is being held on the traditional lands of the Chumash people and pay our respects to elders both past and present. We honor the traditional territory as well the story and contributions of the Chumash people to the land upon which we gather and create. And with that, I'll welcome you all to this November Ivcn meeting. It's a bit of a weird time, and so I just also want to presence that I know a lot of people are feeling a lot of different things right now, and I think we really appreciate our Ivcn meeting as a great kind of container where we can see our familiar faces and kind of start to talk about the great things happening in Isla Vista and beyond. And for me, at least, that's been really nourishing to think about over the past couple of days with so much uncertainty happening in our country right now. So with that, I'll give another intro of myself. I'm Melissa. I'm the general manager of the Ivy Food Co-op. Quick announcement from us. Our annual owner meeting is coming up on the 21st. I have just posted the agenda in the store, and it'll be getting posted via Facebook in a little while. It's our first virtual owner meeting, and it's really inspired by meeting the moment in 2020. And so our board will be releasing some new strategic priorities that the co-op has been focusing on in the past 6 months and what we're hoping to help steer into our future. It will be on Zoom, it will be phone accessible, and so We'll share more info about that over the next couple weeks. Thank you so much. And then I'll just go down the list in the chat panel. So next up will be Jonathan.
Hi, everybody. This is Jonathan with the IV Community Services District. I'm like having a tech issues really quick, so please move on.
Thanks, Jonathan. I'm going to take my mask off while I can close myself in the office, which also feels great. Next up will be Abraham.
Hello, Abraham with Ivcn. We don't really have any updates, just that we're trying to work with the St. George Youth Center on setting up some Christmas lights.
Awesome. It'll be a great year to feel festive in IV. I think the co-op also is going to be looking to put up some fresh lights this year. That's so neat. How about Anam? Oh, it's Anna Maya and you're muted. I see who you are. It's Anna M. You're muted if you want to unmute.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's actually really nice to see you all. I haven't seen you guys for decades, it seems like. Just because we have our food distributions ends at the same days that we have our meetings. But today we don't have food distribution. We have it next week. Usually we have it. Now we change it to the first and the third Thursday of every month. So that's a new update for us. Unfortunately, we had to cancel our food distribution today. That's why I'm here. We'll have it next week. And we continue serving our community, IV and Goleta with all the different services that we do offer, which I believe most of you guys already know most of the services we offer. So I'm not going to take time to do that today, but it's a pleasure seeing you all and I miss you guys all.
If you want to put anything in the chat panel, Anamaya, about IV Youth Project or the dates of your distros, I'm sure folks on this call would like to share or know the time of month that you guys are doing that.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
And I'll also send you a flyer and then you can send it out for me. Is that okay?
That'd be awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
How about Ariel?
Ariel Bournet, UCSB Police Department Community Outreach Team. I personally don't have any updates. I believe my coworkers may, though.
Thank you. How about Ash?
The third district report might talk about the plans for the like tiny homes. If not, I can talk a little bit about it later. I can't think of anything else.
I didn't put it specifically on the agenda thinking that somebody would talk about it, either third district or maybe CSD. So hopefully somebody will, or Ash can talk about it. Thank you. How about Deborah?
Hi, everybody. I'm Deborah Anderson. I'm the Assistant General Manager with the Isla Vista Community Services District. And I know Jonathan will have an awesome update for you guys.
Cool. Thanks for calling in. How about Derek?
Hi, everyone. Derek Marzano with the University Police Department Community Outreach Team. And my other partners on the call will have some more updates.
Thanks, Derek. How about Elijah?
Hey, everyone. Elijah from Cookies Cannabis Community Engagement. Nice to see you all again.
Thanks, Elijah. And how about Gary?
Hello, everyone. Gary Gaston, UCSB Police Department Community Outreach. I'm pleased to announce Alex Yao, our new police chief, who was sworn in the other day, November 2nd. Also pleased to announce that we have 10 CSOs that have returned to service. I believe they're currently going to be Friday and Saturday out at the top of the loop at Trigo there with the tent set up. And also on the 12th, the UCPD will be running the torch for the Special Olympics Law Enforcement Torch Run. As many of you are probably aware, a big part of the way Special Olympics gets money to finance their athletes with intellectual disabilities. They get a lot of the money through the efforts of law enforcement. We do the jog with them. We also raise money through Tip-A-Cop and some other things that we do to raise money for them. So our torch run that'll be coming all the way through California, our part of it will be, I believe, 10:45. We'll probably have it for about 1 hour as it travels through Isla Vista. Our police officers will be running the torch approximately 6 miles. So if you hear chariots of fire and look out the window and see us running, that's just us doing what we do. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Gary. If you want to share that donation link again, I know you shared it last meeting, but just in case anybody feels compelled, you can just pop that in the chat window. And also, Anna put in the flyer for the food distribution. And if you didn't get the agenda, Ash popped in the text from the agenda for this meeting. What a happy chat. Thank you, everybody, for contributing to sharing information. Okay, the list. How about George?
Hi, George Thurlow from UCSB, and I have nothing today. Thank you.
Thanks, George. And how about Graham?
Hey, my name is Graham Farrar. I'm a Santa Barbaran and a father. On the business side, I'm the founder of Glasshouse Farms and the pharmacy. And thanks to Melissa, Jonathan, George, Spencer, everybody for the invites to the meeting. It sounds like all roads lead back to the IV Community Network. So happy to be here and just listen and know updates today.
Thanks, Graham. And how about Justin?
Justin Schroeder with the Sheriff's Department, Isla Vista Community Resource Deputy. Glad to be back with you guys. I'm always busy on the 4th Thursdays, so I'm happy the month kind of changes up here.
Yeah, welcome back, Justin. Awesome. How about Jackie?
Hi, everybody. Jackie Curta, UCSB Alcohol and Drug Program, Student Health. I wondered if there was any quick update that anybody could offer on the general feeling of Halloween. It's one of the first years in 20 years I haven't been out in Isla Vista on Halloween, so I don't have a sense of it. I'm wondering if that's already been shared elsewhere, I'm cool, but if there can be a little feedback on it, that would be wonderful. Just to see
Jackie, it's Justin. Happy to do that. I was going to do it in my intro, but I wasn't sure if it was on the agenda or not, but I guess we can just knock it out here. Super mellow feel. So thank you to everybody who partnered up. I know there was a lot of people out there spreading the word about COVID safety and trying to keep the parties to a minimum. And I think that totally worked. There was a lot of peer-to-peer connections that seemed to gain a lot of traction. And we saw very, very few large gatherings. Over the whole weekend, we had a total of 20 citations and 2 physical arrests. And which for anybody who's been in Isla Vista any period of time is completely unheard of for even the normal weekend, let alone Halloween, where it's usually in the hundreds. So I was out there both Friday and Saturday. Each night probably had 15 to 20 gatherings of 20 or so people, but nothing above 20 people at all. And so very mellow feel. So thank you everybody again for partnering up to help with that.
So just a question, Justin. I'm wondering if the Sheriff's Department, they usually offer a lot of press about all the ways in which Halloween has gone awry. I'm wondering if they're going to be able to issue any kind of a nice statement about how things went well and how there was cooperation and collaboration and community spirit and all of that good stuff. Can there be a good shout out?
Yeah, I did see, I know the sheriff did do one, and I saw that in the Santa Barbara News Press, but I'm not sure which other news outlets picked up his press release on that. But he did have a nice write-up that basically said the things that I just kind of said on the phone.
Terrific. Great. Well, glad to hear it. Thanks, Justin.
And Jackie, if I can add to that, just from our stats, I for us as well, we did work out in Isla Vista. What we typically do is take over one area of Isla Vista, and then the sheriffs work in the other area. And they definitely had the more action-packed area. But I believe we had 1 citation for DUI, and then 1 physical arrest for DUI. And then I believe 1 person cited for a vehicle infraction. So we were pretty slow as well.
Great. Well, that's good to hear. Thanks. Well, Kim, I was going to circle back to you. Maybe there's some way that we can share the good news with the division, and just, a nice thank you to all the students for their cooperation, because I know that was a big thing. So anyway, good to hear. Thanks.
Yeah, and further in the agenda, I put for the CSD or whomever, I would love for us to talk about the digital event that happened. It was super participant driven and really fun. And I think if we're going to do a shout out for students, we should also be shouting out the students that participated and shouting out Ash for being an amazing Warlock host. We could talk about that later in the meeting also. It was really fun. How about Jay for an introduction?
Hello. So my name is Jay Freeman, and I'm on the board of the Isla Vista Community Services District and the Local Agency Formation Commission. The Local Agency Formation Commission is, there's a reason why I'm saying this, is essentially the meta government that decides on the boundaries and powers of other governments. If you want to create a government, merge two governments, change the powers of a government, you go to LAFCO. At today's LAFCO meeting, the Isla Vista Community Services District is on the agenda with respect to a municipal service review, which is to be determined whether it will happen essentially immediately or whether it will be delayed for an additional 2.5 years. The position of LAFCO has been that 1 year after the tax is put into place, the tax was voted into place, that the municipal service review will occur, and then any powers that the Isla Vista Community Service District had not deemed, or sorry, that the LAFCO did not deem the Isla Vista Community Service District to be utilizing, will be switched to be inactive powers. And there has actually been a number of scathing comments actually left with LAFCO, and actually an additional one just this morning with relation to the Isla Vista Community Services District. Which I should also point out, I'm not saying this on behalf of the Isla Vista Community Service District. And neither am I saying this on behalf of LAFCO. I'm saying this as a board member on both of these, and therefore am interested in this and want to make certain people know about this. There's been a number of scathing comments about that. There've actually been no positive comments about the IVCSD that have been left in writing. I don't know if anyone is interested in showing up to this meeting and saying anything positive about the IVCSD, but I've left a link now to the Zoom meeting. This meeting begins immediately after this meeting. I realize maybe no one even has anything good to say about the IVCSD. I don't know. Probably you're busy after this, but I like the CSD. So thank you.
Sorry, quick clarifying question.
Yeah.
So what is the ask? Is the action item just that the CSD needs some positive affirmation because the thing on deck is bad?
Yeah, it's mostly just that. So I mean, our fate is often determined by LAFCO in various ways, and the strongest thing is just that there have now been 6 long-term residents who have left. One joint, or 2 people who left one joint one, who have left somewhat scathing public commentary on the Isla Vista Community Service District, including calling us a houseless advocacy group that is running our municipal services, and that. That we are the reason why, in encampments and all sorts of stuff, and that we aren't providing services, or that one said that we're dismayed that we were ever constructed in the first place. And so to the extent to which anyone, for what it's worth, if you have something negative to say, I encourage people to show up to the LAFCO meeting as well. I would love to have everyone's comments actually happen. But so far, there have only been negative comments that have been filed about the Community Services District.
Yeah. It's really easy. I sent Ash some talking points earlier. I mean, if you want to email something, I don't know if you put that in the link, but you can just say, I support the staff recommendation for the CSD. I've lived here this many years, my involvement. I've seen the CSD grow successfully, and then mention some things that we've done that would not happen if we didn't exist, like Isla Vista Beautiful, or Halloween at Home, or the rental mediation program,
community gardens.
These things, people are saying we are duplicating or irrelevant, but there's a lot of things that are being done that you might find important that wouldn't happen without us.
Okay, thanks for that, you guys. Maybe there's just it sounds dumb, but there might just be a real lack of understanding about what those little nuggets are, and even just popping those talking points in the chat could be really useful, but it might be really feasible that even though we're so enmeshed in all of this, and we know all the cool things happening, it's hard in IV because it's very siloed still, and there's not great center points of information sharing. So this is a good reminder about, maybe for us, I'm saying us like the network as a whole, to really look at these really critical skeleton bones of Isla Vista, the CSD being one of them, and make sure that we all understand what these entities are doing, which is, I think, why the network has gotten so important and so strong. And so anything, that you guys want to share, I see in the chat, Jonathan just put some stuff, but you know, it's hard when you're in something so much. It's hard to take a step back and realize how hard it is to see in from other people. So that could be, you know, a challenge. Ooh, interesting stuff. What a week. What a week, you guys. Let's move it to Joan for intro, or we're doing mashup. So if you want to do an update now, you can, and the whole meeting will just be like that, and that's fine too.
So, Joan Hartman, 3rd District County Supervisor with Gina Fisher, and we'll wait till 3rd District report to say more.
Great, thank you. How about John? John, did you want to do an introduction?
Sorry.
Sorry.
I heard Jeff or something. I'm very sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
So I'm John Foran of Vico Vista, and I'll put in the chat a link to our bi-weekly, if that means every 2 weeks, General Assembly meeting is tomorrow at noon, and the Zoom link I'll put in the chat, and that's the best way to find out and participate in what we're trying to do. And I'd shout out to the CSD. There's no question of the importance of the CSD and its significance in shaping our community for the better. So that's for Ecovista, unless Ash wants to add anything. Oh, sorry, it's not really to add. That's my intro and update.
Thanks, John. That's okay. I think it's fun that we hold a loose container sometimes, and the agenda honestly is a really standing agenda, and we sort of just move and flow as Isla Vista does. So no worries if we end up taking longer in intros. It's nice to get all of this stuff talked about. So this is great. How about Kim?
Hi, everyone. Kim Equino. I'm from the Dean of Students Office at UCSB. It's good to see you all.
How about Katerina?
Hi, Katarina Zamora with the Alcohol and Drug Program under Behavior Wellness at the county. No updates.
How about Leonore?
Hi, everyone. Leonore Reyes with the St. George Youth Center, YMCA. A couple things. One, we had a really successful pumpkin decorating event this past Saturday in Estero Park. There's about 50 youth, and we had, I think, 5 teen helpers. They were divided into 2 groups. So we had 25 the first hour and 25 another hour. They were in 10 by 10 chalk pods on the grass, separated by 10 feet. So we got really good feedback, and the kids and the families had a great time. It was an amazing partnership, as always, with the EVPLA office, IVCRC, UCPD, IVRPD. So definitely teamwork effort. So it was a great event. And as Abraham mentioned, we're working on a kind of light up Isla Vista. Over the years, we've had different lights up on our building and also funded through IVCRC, but my kind of bigger goal or vision is to have Ivy be a spot where people want to drive through to see the holiday lights and kind of be recognized as, like, you know, this spot where they come, it's really family friendly, really exciting, and they can just drive through. So perfect timing with COVID, so we can make it bigger and better. So we are working also with IVRPD to add more lights to a tree that we have outside of our building, putting it on the barn, on our building. So hopefully December 4th is a date we're kind of shooting for, to have a kind of light up day where people can come out or walk by and start the December month.
What a cool idea, Leonore. Definitely, if you want wider participation, send me any info and we can like blast out. I know Viron's not on this call, but he does have a business network listing, like an email list. And I bet he'd be happy to blast that out to businesses also. That could be really fun and inspiring.
Yes, excited. Perfect. I'll let you know. Thank you.
How about Lisa Oglesby?
Hi, everyone. Lisa Oglesby, Board President, Isla Vista Food Cooperative. I have just one quick reminder with something we talked about last time around, and just to Melissa mentioning, our annual owner meeting is coming up on Saturday the 21st, and we are still accepting contributions of the fun nature of pictures or show short videos from owners, basically either holding their owner card or just saying in a photo saying, or a video saying how much they take part in the co-op or what they like to do for fun or what you do for a job. If you're someone who is also on the Ivcn, maybe you want to talk about what you do in extra. We're looking for videos that are between 10 and 30 seconds, and we're going to compile them all into a collection, a montage shared at the owner meeting, and then share it out wider. So during this time of distance, what we're trying to do is really connect people to people and share the humanity of the owners and sort of spotlight them and lift everybody up and show kind of the cool things that we do. And it can be something as basic as this is what I like to do for fun, or this is what I do in my serious free time. But we are still accepting those. Like I said, you can email them in either to board@islavistafood.coop or to the GM, because everybody probably has her emails since she sends emails out to the group. And the deadline is the 8th. So I know it's a hard time because people have a lot of other stuff going on, but if you want to contribute something fun, this is your opportunity. Thanks.
Thanks, Lisa. Be fun with us. Yeah, I put a little note in the chat about this also with the board email, but also it can come to me and I can forward it. How about Lisa Osborne?
Hi, everybody. I'm Lisa Osborne with KCSB News 91.9 FM. And just a quick thank you to Spencer for speaking with our reporter yesterday after a really busy election day. And thanks to Justin for updating me over the weekend. So we were able to get the information out on the Halloween activity in Isla Vista. So that was super timely. And just wanted to let you know that our student newsletter, we have a student version of our COVID newsletter that's going out to 27,000 undergrads 3 times a week. And we're getting pretty good click-through response. And some of the highest click-throughs are links relating to COVID testing in Isla Vista. So the students seem to be responding to that, whether they're clicking on the student health portal link that we add to the newsletter or some of the other COVID testing information. They seem really interested in that. So thanks. Good to see you all.
Thanks, Lisa. How about Luis?
Actually, can I ask Lisa a question?
Go for it, Jay.
So, in that newsletter, I'm curious if you've spent any time trying to explain to the community the whole issue with how all of the local schools, for example, are continuing to be closed because of people getting more cases. Essentially, it's not just a personal issue or among the people that you see, but it actually has wider effects. I'm just curious to know if that's part of your message.
Sometimes it is, because we'll say that as long as we're in this tier, like we were on the verge of going to the orange tier, but now we're not, and that's the downside is that more schools and businesses can't open. So we do mention that in, maybe we can focus more specifically on here's what happens when you move to an orange tier, and it takes the whole community to come together to help us get there. But we do, it often, I think, mentioned that it relates to schools not being able to open up, that when we get to the next tier, more schools will be able to open and businesses will be able to open. So, thanks.
Awesome. Thank you guys for that. So I got chat distracted. We also have a link now if you want to donate anything to the athletes that are running the torch in the Special Olympics run. I might send an email out with all these cool links after the meeting. This is a pop-in meeting with fun action items. Okay, how about Luis now from IVRPD?
Yeah, Luis Valerio, Recreation Coordinator for Isla Vista Rec and Park District. Just a reminder that we do have a board meeting tonight at 5:30 p.m. via Zoom. All the Zoom information is on our website, ivparks.org. And just want to echo Leonore regarding December 4th. We will be hosting, a lighting little event for people to come by. And we're going to light up Estero Park with some beautiful Christmas lights. We're doing a walkthrough next week with a vendor to see what we can do, and hoping to bring some holiday joy to the Isla Vista community this December. So looking forward to that. And we'll share some more information as we get more details and stuff.
Awesome. Thanks, Luis. How about Omari?
Hello, everybody. Omari Pryor, UCSB Alcohol and Drug Program. I don't have any announcements, but I really did want to thank everyone that was responsible for doing the Isla Vista community events and law enforcement for keeping that whole area safe for the students and the community. Great job. Thank you.
Thanks, Omari. How about Spencer?
Hey everyone, Spencer Brandt, president of the Isla Vista Community Services District. I wanted to echo the big thanks to everyone who participated in Halloween at Home, our virtual programming. A big thanks to Lucidity, our event organizers, who really took the concept and ran with it, organized this all within a month's time. And to all of the students and residents that participated, Ash, I loved your costume and just every part of the program. I thought it was so successful, and really happy to hear that we had a safe and healthy Halloween.
Awesome. Thanks, Spencer. How about Tori?
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Tori Saunders. I'm a police officer currently assigned to community outreach with UCSB Police Department, and I don't have any updates. I'd like to echo my partners that Halloween was awesome. I was on set both nights from about 4 in the afternoon until about 2 in the morning, and everything looked pretty good in Isla Vista. No complaints. I think we had a really good, safe year this year, so happy about that.
Thank you, Tori. Viviana.
Hi everybody, Viviana Marzano, Civic and Community Engagement, and no reports.
Okay. And we've made it last but not least through our intros to Yasmin from Associated Students.
Hi everyone, Yasmin from ASEVPLA.
Amazing. Thank you all. What a robust intro session. We have 30 minutes left to go through content of the meeting, so we'll just move right into 3rd District report and then we'll go from there. Thank you.
So this is Joan and Gina once again. Everybody really did an amazing job stepping up over Halloween and continuing through the election. I just wanted you to know that at the county level, we were coordinating and we had logistics, education and outreach and public safety, but we were working with a broad group. So for example, the CSD took the lead on education and outreach. And so we've never really had City College and UCSB and all the county departments working weeks, with weekly calls and reporting back. So it was a really successful venture, and it's something that's been committed to paper so that, or at least it's digital so that we now have it as a playbook going into the future. We're not sure yet what the guidance is going to be from the public health officer for Thanksgiving. Should students especially go to visit their families, or should they stay in IV, or what? We know that the statewide guidance is no more than 3 households together at any one time for a family gathering, but we're not sure what we're recommending for communities with a lot of students who want to go home and see their families. So that should be coming out next week. And then it's been a busy week, but kind of a quiet week at the county. Why don't I throw it back to Ash to talk about the houseless plan that we're working on with Ivcn Parks. It was Eco Vista and Ash in particular who at one point said we really need tiny houses for the houseless population, and lo and behold, that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, it's a really exciting opportunity. There's going to be nonprofit people who have experience in doing things like this with the goal of, helping people and getting them into long-term housing. With first setting up tiny homes in the area around, kind of near the IV clinic, I think, kind of near People's Park. Yeah, I think, I don't know if those details are still up for debate. Yeah, I'm really just learning about this. So I might not actually be the best person to explain it, but
we'll fill in, but thank you. And now you're on the Ivcn Park board, and it's interesting how things evolve.
So everything's still in plan form, and Good Samaritan Shelter, which is a long-standing, very reputable houseless serving agency. They're based primarily out of Santa Maria, but they have been taking more projects in the South County in recent times. And so they applied for a letter of interest to be the kind of point person provider. And so they're moving forward with plans with the county. Right now, the plan is they need a hard surface for these pallet. They're called pallet homes, but they're essentially like little metal kind of tiny homes. They are movable structures, so they're not permanent structures, but they are individually or in doubles, you know, because some of the houseless folks are their family, they're married and whatnot, they're partners. And so they're little structures that have electricity, but not running water. So the village, as I'll call it, will still have showers of blessing, will still have portable restrooms brought in. The plan is, because they need a hard surface, if we can get the ID Rec and Park board on board, would be to do it in the parking lot. That's both county and ID Rec and Park outside of the community center. The community center would be used as a base of operations for the staff that are providing the services, for the Good Sam staff, for the behavioral wellness staff, et cetera. It would not be, my understanding, entirely 100% around the clock, we've been told, but they would have intensive use of the community service. This is coming through CARES Act funding. It's use it or lose it. I'll remind, a lot of you have heard this before, the county did try to use this money to purchase a permanent housing solution. They put an offer in on a motel in the Goleta area a couple months ago. That offer was unfortunately rejected. So this is sort of a plan B to use this money that is coming from the state. This has to come before the Board of Supervisors. It's likely going to come November 17th. And it also is going to go before the ID Rec and Park and the IDCSD boards, likely November 10th for both those boards. So it's a multi-partner cooperation planning process. There have been alternative sites suggested by the community. Joan and I and the county looked into some of those alternative sites in Isla Vista, and there are some constraints, including initially, some of you may recall, before we had the tiny house sort of model, we were planning to do sort of like a big tent with individual tents could be placed inside inside that space, that cordoned off space, and that would have been on the yard of the sort of, well, it's not exactly grass right now, but the dirt/grass area outside the community center. That would have been ID Rec and Park and county land between the community center and the neighborhood clinic building, where the CSD's headquarters are. But public health in COVID and the pandemic was not comfortable with that model. So that's why the county pivoted and is pursuing this other model. And so at an alternative site that we closely examined, we made a little more progress than I actually thought we were going to make. I don't think it's feasible in the short term. Again, this is use it or lose it money. So I don't think we can make that alternative site work. However, because we were really pushed by some people, stakeholders on this call, to examine those other sites, we actually are entering in the county and these nonprofit partners in some long-term discussions for some long-term solutions that I don't think anybody was quite thinking about. So maybe that will bear some fruit, and I want to be not too specific about that because that has to do with maybe some land and lease negotiations. So we don't want to make that be too public. But I think that is a bright spot for us in this office, I think, coming out of this process. I'm happy to take any questions.
I have a question, Gina. Could you mention again what these, you said they're not called tiny homes, they're called something else.
Pallet.
Can you spell that?
Yeah. P-A-L-L-E-T-T.
Oh, pallet, like a pallet. Okay, sorry, with the mask, it was hard to grab the word. Okay, cool, thanks.
Did you guys set the timeline for the project? I might have missed it.
Yeah, I did say, but it is early December would be to have the site established, is the goal.
Awesome.
And does the funding for that come from the county, or what's the funding source for those pallet homes?
It's from the CARES Act. It comes through, pass through the state.
From the feds.
From the feds, so it's the feds down to the state.
Awesome.
Any other questions for the 3rd district about this project?
So
how many units?
I'm sorry, what was that?
how many actual units will there be?
17 to 20, I think. They could have a little bit more as the plan comes to realization. And like I said, some of those will be doubles.
Gina, you mentioned that the community center itself would be used by the staff. Do you know what kind of services they're going to be providing, even like if they're not going to be there after hours, what kind of services they're going to be providing for the people living there?
I think just generally I know the generalities, which is, behavioral wellness. It's going to be like a lot of the AmeriCorps trying to get these folks into the HMIS database. So a lot of the typical outreach you would see around houselessness.
Yeah, we did this public defender too, if they have to clear their records in any way. We did this at the San Ynez River, and it was amazing how many different county departments were there to offer services of one kind or another.
Yeah, and Good Samaritan is really a countywide leader in knowing what services are available, how to coordinate, how to do all this. So that's one of the really exciting things, is that they have such a great track record. So CityNet will still be involved, I keep saying behavioral wellness. And I'm forgetting one other stakeholder that's like very intimately involved in the outreach that's happening now. Anyways.
Thank you.
Cool. What an exciting program that Isla Vista gets to be a pilot for a little bit for the county. It's yeah, exciting.
Yeah, and this idea came from the community, which is really exciting. We got to carry it forward on your behalf, but it came from you.
Good old Isla Vista showing up with creative solutions and then actually having opportunity to affect change through some of these wonderful networks that we all get to have. It's really special, and it's really rewarding to get to do community building out here, to actually see progress happen in a lot of ways. Is there any more questions for the 3rd District before we move on? Okay. So I sort of created a really loose agenda. I don't know if anybody has any updates specifically around COVID. If there's anybody, I don't think anybody from beloved communities on the call. If there's any COVID messaging or efforts updates. Okay, awesome. Then we can just move along into the Associated Students update.
Hi, everyone. For beloved community, I think the last conversation everyone had with each other was about the van project they were working on. I'm not sure how far along that's gone yet, but I know they're still working on that. For EVPLA and AS as a whole, we worked on that Halloween event with Leonore and Luis and everyone. It turned out great. We also distributed pumpkins to UCSB students, which was really successful. We had planned on the event to be 3 hours long, and we ran out of everything in the first 15 minutes. So it was really popular, and hopefully we can do something like that again soon. As for other things, we just finished up our food bank survey, trying to bring out the food bank into IB to expand their services. They're not seeing as many students stopping by, even though the year started. So hopefully we can get that going soon. And the mural project that we had started over the summer, we're working on that again with Luis from IVRPD. We're working with Santa Barbara Arts Fund, and we're meeting every week trying to progress this project. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome. Those are great updates. Thank you all for the work that you're doing to keep Ivy inspiring during this time. The co-op also had a really fun Halloween. Even though it was so quiet, still trying to create inspiring moments. We had our most successful Halloween costume contest for our workers. It was all week long. I think people are just really stoked to do something, maybe with a sense of normalcy or just not taking things so seriously. And so it's great to see that pop up around the community this past week. Okay, I put on here an update from the IVCSD. I just put a little Halloween follow-up, but really anything that the CSD wants to talk about, including Halloween? Jonathan or Spencer?
Honestly, I did not have anything prepared to talk about today.
Okay.
So I don't want to just go off. I don't know, Spencer, if you have anything.
No, I think we discussed everything. Just thanks again, everyone, for your participation in the event with Lucidity Halloween at Home.
Well, I'll give a really quick update because I was there the whole time at like the little live area, and I just wanted to thank the CSD for trusting Lucidity to create an environment in the community room. I was in the community room, haven't been there since February. It was fully created into this wonderful like zone that the digital event used as like its backdrop, and Ash was in full costume as a warlock interviewing local known personalities. There's about 90 computer screens open across Twitch and Zoom, maybe a little bit more. So we think probably 400 or 500 people viewing, multiple people per screen. It's like an assumption. Like the pumpkin carving contest had a bunch of people enter. The costume contest had people enter. I think the sign of a great event is participation. And for the first time with only a few weeks of notice, having that many students that excited to participate, in part because Ash did an incredible job as an outreach coordinator for this event and really linked in students that wanted to do things. It was really fun. So we were there all night getting people excited and seeing spotlights across all these Ivy students that were dancing and small groups being safe. It was really neat. So I just want to, again, like plug for this unique way that Halloween happened. People had a lot of fun. We saw great costumes. So in its own way, Ivy Halloween lived on in this really sweet new way. So thank you. I don't know if Ash has anything to add to that at all.
Yeah, thanks. You can still watch the videos on Twitch. It starts at about 13:13. I summon the show, and then the music starts at about 23 minutes in, which is when it really gets good. The local bands that came to play for us are really good. I recommend checking it out. And then I interview Melissa at about like an hour and 15 minutes in. And then there's a few more segments and interviews, and then the open mic is really good. So yeah. The Twitch video is kind of broken up though, so it'll be easier to share with people if we make a YouTube version soon.
Cool. Well, we're really excited and hopeful that this is the kind of event that can keep happening, whether it's digital or gets to come back in person in some way. But again, showing the capacity for participation in a way that wasn't about traditional Halloween things in Ivy, but like really fun, just non-traditional, and it was great. So there's that Halloween digital edition. And then we have time for our law enforcement update. If there is more to talk about, managed to just jam through this meeting. This is great.
I don't have anything to add, but I did have one question. Do you know if Lucidity is gonna, I noticed their website, they have a bunch of festivals kind of posted on their website as well. Do you know if they're gonna do anything like that for our area?
You mean to do a digital Lucidity event this year, just in general?
Well, no, I know on there, they have different postings of some of their past events so you could view them. Do you know if they're gonna do something like that on their website for Santa Barbara?
Oh, I don't know what they're going to do. I'm not sure if there is a plan to post this event there, but I can ping Jonah and ask. Ash might have knowledge also about what they're thinking.
I can ask them too.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you mean like posting the video of what happened on Halloween?
Yeah, they did like a highlights thing that they put on there. I think they use it to help sell their business so people can get an understanding. Because in all honesty, I got it a lot better once I went to the webpage of what the allure would be of an event like that. So once you go to the webpage and you look at it, you go, oh, that does seem kind of fun. Prior to looking at their website, it sounded a little odd. I didn't know if people were going to take to it, but I'm glad they did.
That's great feedback, actually. I think, Ash, between us, we can talk to Jonah about that, but that's actually a really good general reflection, and it's something we've talked to the city about over the years in general. Like, not everybody understands even what a art and music festival is, and it's not always transferable information, so having that type of feedback is really helpful also for their future as event producers in the community, whether up at Live Oak or back down in Ivy. So thanks for that. We'll follow up about it for sure. Okay, it's 12:48. Was there anything that did not get onto this agenda that we feel worthy of talking about with the CN today? Anybody, any guests on that didn't get to talk enough? We can also close early because there is obviously a meeting upcoming that I know some folks are probably anxious to get ready for. Okay. All right. Jonathan, is that you talking?
Oh, my bad. I coughed.
I just saw a yellow box. I got excited. Okay, well then on that note, with our 10-minute come up, we can close out this edition of the Ivcn meeting, and we'll see you in 2 weeks for another round. Please let me know if you want to be added to the email list. And thank you for putting things in the chat. We will relay info. Enjoy this beautiful, oddly humid, kind of strange day. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everybody. See you guys.
Bye.